My name is Kathy Roberts, and this is my first screen around. Hi. I'm probably all alone here because this is really like the first time I'm doing anything as well. I have FT joined. Hi, how are you? It's my first scope as Wonderful Happy You. It's a different Skype that I started for this reason. Um, you have to show tits to be on Periscope? Not quite. Sorry about that, buddy. um, that's funny. Anyway, this is the thing. I, I have a business and I'm 54 years old. I had, um, I have 5 children. They're all grown up. I was, married for 26 years before I got divorced. And I always knew that there was more to life than struggle. And when I got divorced, it was kind of scary and stuff, and I didn't have any kind of skills. 54-year-old titties, yay. Will you stop it? I don't know how to block people yet, so eventually I'll block your ass if you don't cut it out, all right? All right, so back to what I wanted to say. I know I'm not alone. I know I can't be alone. There's so many of us, and by us I mean baby boomers, women who find themselves divorced. I had, I had, you know, no skills that I could think of to get a job after my divorce because I stayed at home. And lots of the generation that I live in, we stayed at home. We stayed at home and we took care of our kids, and we bought. Thank you. We bought like a lie, hook, line, and sinker. Like, just look good. Just look good. Learn how to sew, cook. You'll be taken care of. Stay home and take care of the family. Which, you know, uh, fortunately for my family, my extended family, it really did work that way. It's pretty wonderful. My brothers and sisters, I'm one of 8. They're all really happily married. It didn't actually happen that way for me, and it hasn't happened that way for a lot of us. And so, my generation, we find ourselves in a position of, well, what the hell do we do? And I know a lot of my friends, looked to find a guy. Like, well, let me find somebody to help me, because that's kind of like what we've always been taught. Find somebody and he'll take care of you and you'll take care of him, kind of thing. It really doesn't work. It's not the best thing. So my story is that when I got divorced and I felt like I didn't have enough skills to put on a resume, that I put an ad in the paper. Thank you so much about the 40s. I think lighting's everything. So anyway, I put an ad in the paper. This was years ago when people used to get ads in the paper. It was 9 years ago. And I put a ad in the paper to clean houses. And I did. I started cleaning houses. And it was my own business. I knew it wasn't something I could do forever, of course. It was just something I could do for a short time. And I could make enough money to live on and be able to figure out, what am I going to be when I grow up now? So I used to teach people how to get organized because I was a slob. Yeah, well, Uber didn't exist then. Uber's very new. And back then, my car was something they wouldn't have accepted anyway. So, but thank you for the suggestion. So, I used to be a slob, and I couldn't get it together at home, and I learned how to get it together at home. And then people used to ask me, how did you do it? So for many years I was helping people to do what I did, get organized, when I didn't know how. And then after a few years of cleaning houses and living day to day, I got the idea from God, if you can believe that. Like, I pray and I asked, like, what do I do? You've got to give me an idea. And while I was underneath somebody's table washing a floor, I got the idea to put a video on YouTube and just say what it is that you've always told them. And I thought to myself, well, that seems stupid. And I really didn't even know much about YouTube, but I've learned in the past not to think that any idea is stupid. So I did it. I did. I put a video on YouTube and it got a lot of views, a real lot of views. So then I thought, well, maybe people might want to know about this. And so to make a long story short, it's not really about my business, this scope that I'm doing right now. It's about possibilities is what it's about. One thing led to another. I just obeyed the voice, in my head for a change. How many times have you had ideas that you kicked out of your head because you thought they were stupid? And then I taught an adult school to see if people wanted to know about it, and they did, and they really liked my course. And then I thought, well, this could be online. So I learned how to market online. I took a class that I found online. I used my tax return to take a class. It was really kind of expensive, but I figured the best thing I could invest in is me. I didn't know what else to do. And it turned out to be a great thing. And so, one thing led to another, and I developed a business online, and I'm supporting myself on it now. But, kind of meagerly, like it takes time. It's not like a get rich quick kind of thing. I absolutely love what I do. And my main reason for this platform, I guess, is because I sincerely believe that we are held back by our fears, and that, it's like we are in a bird cage and somebody put a cloth over it. On the bottom of the bird cage, somebody just said, I just watched Joel Osteen. That's cool. Does that mean that maybe he was talking almost about the same thing? Anyway, we're in a bird cage. There's a cloth over it, so it's completely dark in there. And we're very safe sitting on our perch. And fear will keep us that we're not going to look for another answer. He had a very similar message. It's very cool, isn't it? It's like kind of like serendipitous, right? So we're afraid. We have all these things in place that want to keep us safe. So there we are on our perch, not knowing what to do, in the dark of fear. When the bottom is out, all we have to do is just say, okay, there's got to be a solution. There's got to be an answer. I don't need to be in fear. Fear is going to keep me from realizing my dreams and moving out of the space that I'm in. And the bottom's out of the cage. All we have to do is see it. But there's another step to that, because once we do see, oh, look, the bottom's out. I can get out of here. Now there's another step we have to take. The initiative to go out there, because it's unknown, right? It's unknown. So what if we get out of here and it's scary? Like, you don't think this is really scary for me? Being on this right now, why would anybody want to subject themselves to something brand new, a message that I normally don't tell? I do have a message that I tell. I talk to people about getting organized. I have quite a lot of followers, actually, at this point. You could check me out if you want to. I have a YouTube channel, The Tidy Tutor. I have a website, thetidytutor.com, so you could check that out and see that I really do have a lot of followers. I really have pushed myself off that perch, got out of that cage. Every so often, man, I run back into that cage, and I stay in my new familiar. Like, okay, all right, I know how to. I learned some things. Now let me get back in my cage. Because every next step is another place to, experience something new, which again is in that fear zone. And that's where I am right now. Now, the reason that I named this Wonderful Happy You is because, let's see, the way you explain things is helpful. Wonderful, thanks. The reason that the Wonderful Happy You thing, the reason I have that is because W, wonderful, happy, H-Y, you. Wonderful, happy, you. When we figure out the why, not the why to why am I lazy? Why am I fat? Why am I disorganized? Why don't I have money? Not that kind of why. Because who cares about the why? Just what do you got to do? What do you got to do? Just do it. The why that I'm talking about is, why do you want this? When we figure out why we want something, we're motivated to do it, right? Like, did you ever lose weight based on the fact that you wanted to get healthy? Not really. You lose weight based on the fact that you're looking older and you don't like it, and so your motivation is youth. Your husband, your ex-husband, is going to be somewhere with his new wife, and you are going to be there too. So you're like, I'm not going to look like crap. I'm losing some weight. Once we get the why, or what about cleaning up the house, right? You know, maybe you're just hanging around the house. You're not doing anything. You know, you should be doing the dishes and stuff, but you don't want to. And then suddenly you get a phone call and somebody says they're coming right over. And now you jump up and you get all of a sudden all motivated to get the house cleaned up, and you got the why. The why was somebody's coming over. Right? So once we get the why, we can move into that wonderful, happy you that we can be. So that's that for this. I just wanted to break the ice. What is the name of your YouTube? I think that if you go on Kathy Roberts, if you put in Kathy Roberts, The Tidy Tutor, THETIDYTUTOR, my YouTube channel will come up just in YouTube. Also, you can go to my website too, thetidytutor.com. You know, only my intimate followers, you know, I have people that are like part of a group. I call us the Tidy Tutor Insiders. I'm glad you'll check it out. Thanks. And only they know this story. And not even, they definitely won't know this story as vividly as I'm going to share it here, because it's a whole different platform. I help people get organized on there, and I don't think it's right to kind of like intertwine two different I don't know, reasons to speak, you know. If I was on somebody's site because they were a fitness person, and then they started talking about the law of attraction, if I didn't want to hear about the law of attraction, I'd be like, can you shut up? Because I'm here because of the fitness. So that's why I decided to do something in a different genre, because, you know, I've been searching for many, many years for the answers to happiness. And I just feel like I need to share what I've learned in my journey, because I've really, really learned a lot. I began my search through biblical study. I consider myself a biblical scholar. And not to say that it wasn't really, really valuable. It was, but I really do sincerely believe that my Bible studies brought me all of the places that it brought me. And here I am. Okay, I'm going to sign out now. Thank you so much for being here. My granddaughter just woke up. Hi, Lil. All right. Take care. Thanks for helping me with my very first wonderful Happy You scope on this topic.